Hey guys, welcome to another conversation with Joy Huang of Redfin. How are you doing today, Joy?
Not too bad. I mean, the weather's gorgeous. Finally, we're
I
in spring,
know.
right?
Yeah. Like springtime has hit the Pacific Northwest. You got to like that.
Oh my gosh, 180-degree difference, right? From
Yes, it's
night to
beautiful.
day, right?
Yep.
It's beautiful.
I,
So
I
beautiful.
mowed the lawn this last weekend, so that tells you what we're
Good.
doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm planting some vegetables and flowers and just enjoy it.
All right, so we have springtime on our mind, and we're also, Joy and I were chatting off camera about the erratic market that we are facing with right now with real estate and with rates and all that. So we thought we'd have a conversation around that because that's one of the most frequent questions I'm getting, Joy, is what's going on and why are rates doing what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. So we can chat about that today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a crazy market, and I'm sure, nobody crossed, even in like with 30 years experience in the real estate, never come across, market like this, right?
It is, yeah, it's an amazing market. Yeah. So let's start with a little bit basic background here, guys. So there's fiscal policy and there's monetary policy. Fiscal policy relates to the government, what they're going to do. Normally it's taxation, but we have another T word that entered our vocabulary here called tariffs with the new administration. And they're using tariffs as a bargaining chip with other nations and certainly even companies within the United States. And what a tariff is really another form of taxation, but it raises the prices of things overnight. I mean, when the administration puts 125 or 140% tariff on something coming in from China, that means the cost of that just got 100 and some percent more expensive to the United States consumer. And then when China responds or Canada responds or whatever, it's just a very erratic time. And then when tariffs go away the next day, it's like, oh my goodness. And the stock market goes back and forth and up and down is a better way to put that and everything. That's
Yeah.
opposed to monetary policy, which is the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve,
Mhm.
from my perspective, Joy, has done a really good job over the last couple, 3 years of
Yeah.
bringing inflation down. They did that by
Mhm.
increasing interest rates. So it wasn't really pretty on the mortgage market because
Mhm.
they work with the Treasury bill and overnight rates, but they indirectly are impact other rates. Mortgages are indirectly tied to the 10-year Treasury bond. So if you look at 10-year T-bill, you'll see what rates are, and you'll see when it goes up, mortgage rates tend to follow. Technically, mortgages are mortgage-backed securities, but they follow about the same time period because mortgages get paid off in 7 to 10 years. So that's why mortgage traders want about the same yield as bond traders. So one
Uh-huh.
last thing here, a basic thing is, so bond traders, when they buy a bond, it could be a treasury bill, could be 1 year, could be a different time period, like the 10-year. They are
Mhm.
locking themselves into a particular yield that they're going to get from that bond for the life of the bond. So if you're buying a
Mhm.
10-year bond, you're getting 4%. That's the yield you're going to get for 4%, no matter what happens in the economy. So if inflation goes up to 6%, and you're getting a yield of 4%, you're losing money with your investment there. Hence, what
Uh-huh.
bond traders try to do is they try to predict what's going to happen out in the future, out there a ways, and go, oh my goodness, if it's going to be an inflationary environment, then they're going to demand a higher yield right now to anticipate that inflationary environment that's coming in the future.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's what's going on. So what's happening
Right.
here is traders are very uncertain because if there's going to be tariffs and it's going to drive up the cost of goods, that's the definition of inflation, then it's
Inflation.
going to be an inflationary environment. So they immediately
Right.
are going to ask for a higher yield on the bonds that they're buying right now. That's a
Mhm.
direct impact to mortgage rates. And that's why rates are just erratic. They're jumping up and down and up and down right now. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's
Any thoughts
crazy.
on that, Joy?
Gosh, I mean, I feel like, spring's supposed to be like the most active, most crazy market, but hey, it's sort of quiet. Like, like where have been all the buyers? Like, maybe people are just like, filing the taxes. Today is the tax deadline, right? And
Yeah.
then, and also everybody just like watching the news because, 1 hour ago news is probably different an hour later. So, people
Yes.
are just lost. Like, where should we go? And if it's a good time to buy, and some people even predict, hey, I'm going to wait because I predict the housing market is going to tank. Because the buying power and so many people lose job, and Employment rates going to go up, and just so many unpredictable factors. So I mean, I kind of encourage my buyer. I say, hey, what Warren Buffett said, right? When everybody's greedy, you should be scared. When everybody's scared, you should be like proactive. You should
You should
like
be
take
buying.
a chance.
That's agreed.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
Warren
yep.
Buffett would agree with you on that one. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I mean now sellers are eager to sell because people want to get cash, and you can always refinance down the road when the interest rate is down, right? So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
So I would agree with the overall what you just said there, Joy, is if you need to buy, guys, if you for some reason you just got married, you have a growing family, whatever the case is, you just moved out from mom and dad's house and then you have opportunity to buy, it's still a good time to buy. You're going to
Hmm.
pay a mortgage payment or a rent payment wherever you're at. So if you can get
Exactly.
a payment that works within your means and you have a down payment, then and now's not a bad time. Like Joy's saying, sellers are a little more flexible right now because there aren't as many buyers out there. You might be able to get a
Hmm.
pretty good deal on the cost of the real estate.
Exactly. Yeah. And then also, I just read a news saying, well, rent market has been stabilized for the past few years, but with the cost of construction going up, the rent market's going to be like maybe it's going to be tenants market again, maybe. Yeah.
Right,
So.
right,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of uncertainty, guys, but I do know this.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you are interested in buying and you want a good agent to talk to that knows the market in the Pacific Northwest, and I mean all of it, I've seen Joy drive from Anacortes down to southern Seattle in a day and back and over to Whidbey Island. All of the
Yeah.
market here she knows well. Reach out to
Yeah.
Joy. Her contact information will be on the screen. And we have all kinds of financing products. We have credit repair. We haven't talked about that. We should talk about that in another
Yeah.
chat sometime in greater depth, Joy. We can help you with the
Absolutely.
credit. We can help you understand where the down payment comes. We have down payment assistance program. We have different kinds of programs which allow for low down payments or greater down payments. We have credit score programs with lower credit. So we have all that kind of stuff for financing. One thing
Yeah.
that is certainly available is the financing options are wide open if you want to buy a home.
Yeah, John is very experienced, over like 20, 30 years experience, and he has like wide variety of product like that can help all the like buyers, experienced buyer or first time home buyer. Just don't hesitate to reach out to John. He is like a go getter, and then he's a go-to man. He's there every time, like whenever you need him. So yeah, get in touch with us, okay?
You can tell Joy and I have the same work ethic. We talk on weekends a lot, guys.
Yeah, that's the busiest time, right? Because people have time off during the weekend. Want to tour with the
Yeah,
family, and if you cannot reach out to the bank, lending system, and you have to wait until Monday, Tuesday, and usually that's when the offer review day is. So time is definitely like on the edge, and we have to be like being competitive out there. So yeah.
yeah, we understand that as a team, guys. So reach out to us if you have any questions. Appreciate your time and watching today. Give a thumbs up to our video. We like that. That'd be awesome. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and you'll see more of Joy in the future.
Thank you. You will see more John too.
Thanks, Joy.
Yeah.
Nice to see you today.
Yes. Nice to see you too. Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.